海賊にはなってやる。約束だ。世界一の剣豪になることだ。
世界一の剣豪。海賊王の仲間ならそれくらいなってもらわないと困る。
言うね。
Every pirate crew starts the same way. One captain, then one person deciding whether to follow. But captains don't all recruit the same way. Luffy builds crews through family. Law builds crews through value. Luffy makes people feel like they belong before they prove they're useful. Law does the opposite. He proves he's useful first before anyone feels like family. So today, we're running a simple experiment. First, we break down Luffy's recruitment style. Then we look at Law's leadership model. Then we strip away everything. No devil fruits, no reputation, no crew. But both captains start from zero, and they must recruit their first crewmate from the same pool of people. Because building a crew is easy, building loyalty is not. The real test of a captain is whether people stay when they could walk away. So if both captains started alone, same starting point, same group of potential recruits, who builds the crew that actually sacrifices? Because the answer reveals something deeper. Do people join movements for what they get, or for who they become?
お前悪いやつなんだってな。
てめえまだいたのか。
こんなとこで晒し者になって、お前本当に強いのか?
Look at this moment. Luffy doesn't interview Zoro. He doesn't test his skills. He doesn't even negotiate. He just says, "Join my crew."
ルフィ、助けて。
That's strange leadership. Most captains recruit for utility. Luffy recruits for belonging. He makes people feel like they already belong before they prove they deserve to. Notice what happens next. Zoro doesn't join because Luffy is powerful. He joins because Luffy treats him like a partner. This triggers something powerful. When people feel like they belong to a group, they start protecting that group. That's how identity works. You defend the thing that defines you. So Luffy isn't just recruiting pirates. He's recruiting identities. People don't just join the Straw Hats. They become Straw Hats. But this model has a weakness. Belonging creates loyalty, but it doesn't guarantee competence. Because there's another way to build a crew. One where loyalty comes after usefulness. Now compare that to Law. Look at how he leads. He doesn't recruit people emotionally. He recruits them strategically.
研究所の裏へ回れ。お前らの探し物ならそこにある。また後で会うだろう。互いに取り返すべきものがある。
Notice something. Law doesn't ask for loyalty. He demonstrates competence. He proves he's useful first. Law's leadership works in the opposite direction. First comes usefulness. Then people start trusting you. And eventually, loyalty forms. This is a completely different kind of crew. Luffy builds emotional gravity. Law builds strategic gravity. People orbit Luffy because they feel something. People follow Law because he solves problems. Competence creates credibility. When someone repeatedly proves they know what they're doing, people trust their leadership. Not emotionally, practically. So Law doesn't recruit believers, he recruits professionals. And that model has its own weakness. Professional loyalty lasts until something better appears. So now the real test begins. If both captains started from zero, no crew, no reputation, which mindset builds the stronger crew first? Now we reset the world. No devil fruits, no reputation, no straw hat legend. no surgeon of death. Just two captains looking for their first crewmate. Luffy walks into the room. He doesn't pitch strategy. He doesn't promise money. He doesn't prove competence. He just acts like himself.
食った食ったローグタウン出る前に食うもんは食っとかねえとな。腹ペコだったんだ俺。
腹は減ってたが金がなくてな。お前に会えてよかったぜ。
あ、金なら俺持ってねえぞ。
何？俺が持ってるわけねえだろが。
Watch what happens. People relax around him. They laugh. They argue with him. He creates something most captains never do. Luffy creates gravity. He doesn't recruit people. People start orbiting him. Now, Law enters the same room. He doesn't try to charm anyone. He studies the situation. He identifies problems and then he solves them. When people see someone who knows exactly what they're doing, they start trusting that person. That's Law's recruitment signal. So both captains recruit, but in completely different ways. Luffy attracts people, Law convinces people. In this scenario, Luffy probably gets the first crewmate faster, because belonging is magnetic. But speed isn't the real test. The real question is, which captain builds the crew that actually sacrifices? So if both captains started alone, Luffy probably recruits that first crewmate faster, because belonging spreads faster than competence. But Law's model creates something different. People who follow Law usually follow him because he's effective. They trust the system. So here's the paradox. Luffy builds the crew faster, but Law builds the more efficient structure. One creates believers, the other creates professionals. And when things go wrong, believers sacrifice, professionals renegotiate. That's why movements built on belonging often survive longer than movements built on usefulness. People protect what becomes part of their identity. So the real question isn't just about pirates. When pressure hits, do you lead like Luffy or like Law? If you want to find out which anime leadership archetype you actually operate from, take the free anime character archetype assessment quiz, link in the description. Until next time, crew, under the glow of stars, we forge our future together. Captain Gio Bravo signing off. Peace.